Hello there. And if you are watching live, happy Monday. Can't believe it. It's so dark here. It is noon Eastern time, and I'm in Florida, and we have outside a thunderstorm, a big one. So hopefully the internet's going to be kind and technology is going to be kind to us today. But that's why it's so dark. Crazy, right? What can we do? How's the weather by you today? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. So today we are going to be talking about, is people pleasing damaging your health? Ooh, big topic here. And I have to say, one of my favorite ones to talk about is and you'll hear me say all the time, I have no shame around it, recovering people pleaser over here. I used to be a really strong people pleaser. And I'm actually going to be sharing shortly 10 signs that you might be a people pleaser too, so that you can know for sure if this is affecting you. And then we're going to talk about how it might be damaging your health. Really important, especially to those of us in the breast cancer community who are either living with breast cancers, metastatic, who are afraid of recurrence, who are going through treatment. Maybe you've been diagnosed with a BRCA genetic mutation or any other genetic mutation. This is for all of us. And if you want to help, if you're just like interested in healthy lifestyle and staying healthy and not becoming part of that 1 in 8 statistic, this is for you too. Because there is a very big direct link between people pleasing and breast cancer. There's science behind it. I'm not going to get into that today, but it's big. It's big. Whoever's watching, it's sunny and warm wherever they are. By the way, guys, I am going live today using a streaming agent called StreamYard. And if you would like me to see your name and see who's on, just allow StreamYard access to your Facebook name if you're watching on Facebook. And you'll see the description above this video, and there'll be a link there. They do not get access to any of your Facebook profile, any of your personal information, just allows me to see your name so I know who I'm talking to. And I love to do that because otherwise I'm just looking at a computer all the time, right? So it's nice to get to connect with you. So when we think of people pleasing, first of all, I think it's got like this negativity that comes along with it, right? That it's a negative character trait to have. And I just want to challenge that for a minute, because as a recovering people pleaser myself, as somebody who works with a lot of people pleasers, a lot of my clients are people pleasers. I want to tell you something that I've recognized about people pleasers. They tend to be extremely amazing human beings. They are people that would give the shirt off their back to a stranger on the street if they needed it. They are the people that go above and beyond to care for loved ones. They're often nurses or teachers or coaches or therapists, people in caring professions who have made it their mission, their purpose, their life to give to others, just like me. Okay, they are amazing. And if you are a people pleaser, I know that you're amazing. I know this about you. So please do not look at this as something negative. The issue becomes, and you may have noticed this, that when we give so much of ourselves to others, there's nothing left for us. And that's where it can become damaging to our health, right? So keep that in mind. I don't want you to have this negative thought around being a people pleaser. Honestly, most of the people pleasers that I've met in my life are amazing. So it doesn't mean anything negative about you. So just let that go if you're thinking that, okay? So how about, would you like to know, first of all, 10 signs that you're a people pleaser? Let's make sure, right? Let's see if you can identify. And by the way, I used to be all of these. Yeah. Number one, and get your fingers going. There are 10. Okay, let's see your score. Number one, you want everyone to like you. That used to be me. Yeah, I remember just going out of my way to go with the flow, to do everything. It would always be like, no, what do you want to do? No, what do you want to do? What do you think? I would never stand up or have an opinion because I wanted everybody to like me. Now, we can go into why. I'm going to offer that to you at the end, but just think about, is this you? Do you want everybody to like you? We're not going to go into the why or what it means or anything like that right now. We're just identifying. You avoid conflict. Used to be me. Yeah. I would avoid it at all costs. I used to bite my tongue so many times and just walk away or just keep it inside and not even think about how it made me feel. But I remember doing that very, very, very often, just avoiding conflict, walking away from it, trying to be the peacekeeper, trying to, again, make everybody happy, right? You want to make sure, number three, that everyone around you is happy. And you go to the ends of the earth to do this. You are more than likely an amazing host. Again, this used to be me. Okay? I never went against the grain. I always just went with the flow within my group of friends, even when the kids were growing up. I used to just defer to everybody else. And by the way, if you don't know this about me, I'm still an introvert, but I used to be a really, really, really big introvert. Okay. Zero self-esteem. Zero self-esteem. All because of my people-pleasing habits. Number four, you hate saying no. Or maybe, and what you may have noticed with this, there's always this picture that pops into my head when I think about this. I remember so clearly when my kids were small, and I'm sure you can relate, right? You've got this to-do list. You've got the order of things that you want done for the day. I knew I needed to get to the store. I had a meal in mind for dinner. I wanted to cook it from scratch. Everything was going smoothly. And then I get this phone call from a friend. Karen, would you mind watching my kids for me while I run some errands? Now, for those of us with kids, we know what it's like to run errands with kids. We know it takes 3 times as long. We know it's never straightforward. And they were young at the time. I want to say my kids were probably like 6 and 4. They were young. And my neighbor wanted to drop off her kids. And inside, right, there's this little whisper inside me that just is like, no, I've got this plan. I need to get to the store. I know what I'm making for dinner. But that wasn't what came out of my mouth, right? What came out of my mouth was, sure, no problem. And her kids came over. Now, she had said to me, it's just going to be an hour, no problem. Well, after the hour, I get a text from her, just going to go get my nails done. I hope that's okay. Not even asking me if it would be okay. She's just like already telling me, I'm going to go get my nails done. Okay, all right. Well, here are my dinner plans going out the window even more. But I don't say anything. I just went with the flow because I wanted her to like me. I wanted to avoid conflict. I wanted to make sure she was happy. And I hated saying no. So I've hit all 4 of them already, right? Well, after that, I get a phone call and she's like, do you mind if I go just grab a glass of wine with this friend that she'd met in the nail salon? Again, I didn't say no. So what happened was I ended up just ordering pizza for me and all the kids because that time it was dinner time, you know. She comes back after a great afternoon out, having a wonderful time, couple of glasses of wine, picked up our kids and off on their merry way. Now, does that make me a bad person? No. But what was damaging to my health was how I felt about it. I was bitter. I was resentful. Here I was with plans, healthy plans for me and my kids that just automatically went on the back burner to make sure that a friend was happy. It's just one incident in my very long history of people pleasing. I did it for decades, and perhaps you can relate, right? Let me know in the chat if you're watching, if you can relate to this. Number 5, keep those fingers going. You're always taking on extra responsibility. This is a big one. This is a big one. Now, if this is you, then you tend to be like the strong one in the family, the one that everybody goes to fix everything, the one that everybody knows that you're not going to say no. So you're just always taking on extra responsibility, even if you're just coming out of treatment, even if you're going the crisis, even if you've got so much going on and you've got a cold and you're not feeling good, you continue to say yes to helping others and taking on extra responsibility. Used to be me too. Yeah. Class mom, Girl Scout leader, you name it, working, like all of these things. I used to do all of the things, all of the things. Number 6, you apologize all the time, even if it's not your fault. This used to be me, and I used to think it was a British thing, to be honest. Having grown up in the UK, like we're constantly, and I know John Cleese from Monty Python has this skit, sorry, and it just like pops into my head every time I think about this. But have you think about it. If somebody bumps into you, and I still catch myself doing this from time to time, somebody bumps into you and I'm just like, oh, sorry. Saying sorry all the time, even if it's not your fault. Something goes wrong in the house. Sorry. Just taking on that responsibility for things that aren't your responsibility. Number 7, you look for validation from others constantly. Yeah, I used to. Asking people, do you think I should wear this or that? I don't know about a decision that you need to make. Should we go on vacation to here or there? Decisions within the family. Should I say this or that? Asking people, do you think we should say yes to this or should we say no to that? And notice I use the word should a lot here because should is a judgment word. That's a word where we're placing judgment on it and where we're looking for this external validation. And often that comes from lack of confidence in ourselves. So again, it affects our health and well-being because we're putting our life, our choices in the hands of others because we're looking for their validation, whether or not we're doing the right thing. Number 8, you don't share your feelings so as to protect someone else's. You keep those feelings inside. They bubble up. They might be spinning in your head. And if we remember that where our mind goes, our energy flows. Right? So our mind, we're looking at mental, physical, and emotional health here. It's not just physical. Really, really important, our mental health. Because when this is spinning, when our head is spinning, it sucks us dry. And you know this, right? When you're stressed out, when you're anxious, when you're trying to make a decision and you want to do something, but you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Your head is spinning and that is sucking your energy dry. Number 9, do you have a hard time taking sick days? Maybe you were back to work. Maybe you worked through your treatment, through radiation, through chemo. Maybe you jumped right back after surgeries because you don't want to let people down. I used to do this all the time. In fact, I went back to work after a car accident, leaving me with 5 herniated discs, terrible back pain. I was a personal trainer at the time. I look at it now and it makes me laugh because seriously, and I kept going back to work until I couldn't walk anymore because I didn't want to let people down, didn't want to take the sick days. It was more important to me to take care of other people than it was myself. I don't do that anymore. And number 10, you'd go to any lengths to not hurt someone's feelings. Because what's that saying? It's saying that their feelings are more important than yours. And it's not true. It's just not true. So if you've been playing along and counting and want to share, just drop your number in the chat and let me know. So now we've identified whether or not you're a people pleaser. Let's take a look at how this might be damaging your health, right? We think about all of this, the mental stress, thinking about what are others going to say? Should I do this? Should I do that? I don't want to hurt their feelings. So what can I do instead? Our head is spinning, the stress, the anxiety of trying to live up to other people's expectations, trying to make everybody else happy. And I did this for decades and decades, until I realized what it was doing to my health. And I really want you to think about this. And there is a link, like I said, between people pleasing and breast cancer. It's one of the cancer personality traits from Dr. Douglas Brody. And I've talked about that before. So if you want that information, let me know. But it's why it's so important. We cannot, especially after a breast cancer or BRCA diagnosis, keep giving everything of us away if we want to be healthy, if we want to do what we can to lower our risk of recurrence. It's important that we focus on ourselves. That's why this is so damaging to our health. Not only as a people pleaser, it tends to knock our self-confidence, right? Because we don't really know who we are, because our focus has always been on everybody else. So we haven't yet focused and truly learned who we are at this stage in our life. And that changes, by the way, right? Especially after trauma, it changes. And so we have to know who we are and what we want and how to say no effectively so that we're not hurting others. And that's the thing. I think we think that we're going to hurt other people. We don't have to. That's really important to me. I'm not somebody that wants to hurt other people. Right? So I see some 8s or 9s. Yeah, we've got some high. Yeah, we've got some huge. Somebody else is saying they're a huge people pleaser, but they've been working on it. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? If we are caregivers, we are more than likely people pleasers. Just is, right? Again, it's not a negative. Please don't think that. But, and here's the thing. What if we could still give generously from our heart and soul and be honest and true to ourselves and who we are? What if we could do that and still take care of ourselves? Because the problem is that when we're a people pleaser, we're putting ourselves on the back burner, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Right? Take that in. If we are a people pleaser, we are putting ourself, our needs, physical, emotional, and mental needs on the back burner to take care of everybody else first. We just don't get to do that anymore. And you know what? Was it really working anyway? Did it feel good to do that? Probably not. Probably not. So what if there's a way, somebody else here is sharing there is 7, awesome. Yeah, you get welcome. Welcome to the club, right? As I said, recovering people pleaser here. I get it. This used to be me. All 10 of them used to be me, but not anymore. And if you've been in my world for a little while, I think you can agree, I'm still generous. I still care. I still take care of people, both professionally and personally. But, and this is the huge but, I take care of me first now. Because I am not going to let that be damaging and detrimental to my health anymore. And let me know in the chat if you recognize, and just put a number 1 if you recognize this. Do you recognize that being a people pleaser has been damaging to your health, physically, mentally, emotionally? Has it stopped you from eating the foods that you want to eat because you want to make sure that everybody else is getting what they want? Think about that. How many times have you put your walking or your gym appointment on the back burner because something else came up and somebody else needed help? How many times, like me, have you not made healthy dinner and picked pizza instead because something else happened because of somebody else's story, not my own? How many times are you not putting what you want first so that you take care of others? Think about it. Again, I'm not critiquing. Not critiquing. Yep, I've got some ones here in the chat. Yep, I hear you. Used to be me. And I say, by the way, people say to me, Karen, how come you're a recovering people pleaser, not a recovered people pleaser? I'll tell you why. Because this programming, right? This programming that we have doesn't suddenly go poof and disappear. And I'm always going to be honest. I'm always going to be real. I'm always going to tell you the truth as I know it, especially through my own personal experience. It's not to say that those things don't occasionally now for me pop back in. I mean, I've been working on this for over a decade and truly, truly practicing all the time so that I can shortcut it for you, right? Because you better believe it that over a decade plus, I've learned so many tips and tricks around this, and I shortcut them for you because I don't want you to keep doing this. I want you to restore and reclaim your energy, your health, and your self-confidence. Because I now know what it feels like to feel confident in my skin. No breasts, 25 plus scars over my torso, not much heavier than I used to be, but more confident in who I am, what I want, and what my life is all about. I come first at the top of that list so that I can keep giving. Because I can tell you this, I would not have the energy if I didn't focus on taking care of me first. And that to me is one of the biggest shifts that we need to make, especially if you're in the breast cancer community. We've got to take care of ourselves first. We just have to. So what I wanted to offer you today, I've actually put together a free masterclass, okay? Because I want to share my tips and tricks for how to do this. Now, in this masterclass, you're going to learn the true dangers of being a people pleaser, like what it's really going to do. We've talked a little bit about how it damages your health. It goes way beyond that. You're going to learn what causes us to be people pleasers. Quite intriguing when you know behind the scenes, like the wiring of why we do this. And also, I'm going to be sharing in this masterclass, it's free, Karen's proven formula to stop people pleasing, restore your energy, your health, and your self-confidence. So I invite you, wherever you're watching this video, you're going to see either above or below in the description, there's a link for you to get all the details, the date, everything that's involved in this masterclass. Everything's right there, and click it so that you can save your spot. Their space is limited, okay? And I want to make sure that you guys get first dibs. You're the first to hear about it. So I want to make sure that you get first dibs. So click on that link either above or below, depending on where you're watching the video. Save your spot in this masterclass. I promise I will make it worth it and let you know how you can stop being a people pleaser too. I'm sharing the exact proven formula that I follow, that my clients follow. I'm sharing a little snippet with you so that you can start to turn things around, put yourself first, not feel guilty about it. Because I promise you that as a people pleaser, you are giving away every ounce of your energy and everything you have to everybody else. And it's not going to help you feel energized or healthy or confident because you're just giving it all away to everybody else. Same as I used to, but I don't anymore. And I want that for you too. So please grab your seat for this free masterclass. I'm going to be sharing how you can stop being a people pleaser, restore your energy, your health, and your self-confidence. It's crazy that it affects all of those things, right? But it does. It does. So please hop on in, join us. If you have any questions, now's a great time to pop them in the comments. If I can help anybody that's on live with us today, I'll stay on for just a few more minutes here. So when you click the button above, it's going to take you to a page where you can click to just sign up. It's bright pink. It has the date. It has how long we're going to be on for and exactly what to expect. We're going to be meeting on Zoom so that it can be more interactive, so that I'm just not looking at a computer and we get to chat and I get to answer your questions live while we are in the class, which I love to get to do, so that you're not leaving with any questions. Because when our head is spinning, right? Remember this, when our head is spinning, where's our energy going? Outward, not inward. So no spinning heads. Can you imagine what that would feel like? Right? Hey there, somebody just popped on and said hello, but I need StreamYard to see your name if you'd like me to know who you are. So below or above this video, wherever you're watching, you will see a description. And in that description, it says allow StreamYard access to your name. And then I get to see who you are. You're welcome, Susan. I will see you next week. Thank you for joining. Have a great day. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I'm not seeing any questions coming in. Thank you to those who watched live. And remember to stop being aware of these people-pleasing tendencies. Think about what it's doing to your energy. Think about what it's doing to your health and your self-confidence. And I truly, truly hope to see you on the masterclass. As I'm going to show you how to stop being a people pleaser, restore your energy, your health, and your self-confidence. So again, thank you for watching today. I'm Karen Del Maestro, your health and transformation coach, and I specialize in helping breast cancer survivors to get back there, get up and go, to stop putting themselves on the back burner and start to create their best life yet. So if that's you, make sure you're joining up for the class. Okay, I'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.